Baruch chapter 4 and verse 15. I'm going to start at 14. It says, "Let them that dwell upon Sion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting have brought upon them. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence the old man or pity nor pitied the child." First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And it's clear to see what this devil is trying to do, man. Here it is in this month alone, you've had 3, incidents that pretty much triggered so-called Negroes here in this country, man. One was, the young Jake that got put down by that Moabite in the store for the water, which came back, he didn't steal no damn water. Then you got the other Jake, Carmelo Anthony, that got 35 years for defending himself, pretty much. And then you got this incident where, these devils, claimed that this couple was stealing Pampers. And when these devils, tried to, catch up to them, they drove off, man. They were running. They got in the car. This is all allegedly, because these devils, they lie. You want to know how a so-called white man, woman, or child is lying. They're just talking. But they said that the couple stole some Pampers, which the parents had a receipt showing that they didn't steal the Pampers. They pretty much paid for them, and they fled. They jumped in the car, and the cop said that they drove straight toward the cop, and the cop, let off some shots, and what then that happened, and a baby was hit and struck and killed. So this got Jake hot, man. And rightfully so. But all these things are happening because our people are rebellious, man. And yeah, it was a child that was, judged, but nobody's innocent, man. Nobody's innocent. Scriptures tell you that whoever perished, the Job 4:7 says, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So even though it may have been a baby, the spirit is ancient. So regeneration and reincarnation is real. It tells you in the scriptures that we pay for the sins of our past. So you got to understand that this is the Lord's judgment. Yeah, it's hard to see, and you get tired of these fucking devils, man. They just keep doing these things and getting let off. Jake is gonna get hot, man. So, we in that time of racial tension and civil unrest, and that's at the door, man. So let's check this out, man. I got two stories on it, so we're gonna go into them. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, the leg be edified. Shalom.
Tonight on Fox 13 News at 10, a community in mourning, a city on edge. A one-year-old boy shot and killed by a police officer. Tonight, Mississippi's top investigators take over the case.
And this was in Mississippi, man. Mississippi is you know, man, them devils out there, they are hella, you know, they have no problem showing their hatred for Jake, man. Jake is the short for Jacob, who are the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. And when you read the scriptures, the scriptures tell you why you are going through these things, man. Our people don't understand why they're going through these things. Right?
A thorough investigation, and it will be one where transparency is there.
Businesses boarded up, employees sent home as police prepare for a tense night. Organizers insist their message is peace, but justice cannot wait.
I don't forget each.
And it's crazy how when it comes to Jake, no matter what happens to Jake, no matter the situation, they always want Jake to be peaceful. They always want Jake to be peaceful, man. They always throw that peace word out when something happens to so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. But everybody else, they can show force. They can be violent, right? They're emotional. You can only imagine why they're like that. You know, they're angry, they're upset. So they justify it. But when it comes to Jake, oh, we just want peace. We don't want it to get out of hand. We just want it to be peaceful. So Jake just gotta be put to death and just be peaceful, man.
Case that I fight for, where these young black men, women as well, have died for nothing, and I'm tired of it.
Fox 13 News at 10 starts now.
Oh, okay, go. Oh. Okay, so they're shooting tear gas right now.
Breaking news out of Senatobia, Mississippi. Protesters, along with our Fox 13 News crew, hit with tear gas during a protest at the Walmart, just 2 days after a baby was shot and killed by a Senatobia police officer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sticking with us after the game. I'm Darcy Thomas. Now, the family has identified that baby as one-year-old Cohen Wiley. Baby Cohen died Sunday after a police officer shot into the car he was in. Senatobia police say an officer shot into the car of suspected shoplifters that were driving toward the officers. National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump is representing the family. In a statement, Attorney Crump said, quote, Cohen Wiley was a baby. His mother, who has not been charged with any crime, says she was trying to communicate to officers that there was a baby in the car. Now, we intend to seek justice for baby Cohen and the life that was stolen from him. Today's protest started peacefully on Senatobia's Main Street, but ended in a cloud of tear gas at the Walmart where that shooting also took place. Fox 13's Rob Sneed joins us live in Senatobia tonight. Rob, just to be clear, you were also hit with that tear gas today.
Standing right there in the crowd tonight, Darcy. It happened just after 7 o'clock. The folks that got here, it wasn't anything out of control initially, nothing crazy. And maybe one or two people threw a couple of water bottles, but it wasn't anything that was violent or out of control. Then all of a sudden, within 5 minutes of being here, an officer shot some tear gas, actually rolled it on the ground. We heard that initial explosion, and you saw in the video, we ran. And when I ran down here to the pharmacy area over here thinking that I was kind of out of dodge. Well, that wasn't the case. I heard two more go up behind me over here, and then I heard two more go off over here. And that's when we all started running. Things got extremely.
So these devils, they was exciting. They was inciting tension, man. Because they trying to get a rise out of you, Jake. So these types of incidents are going to keep happening. And sooner or later, the Lord's going to put the spirit on Jake. And Jake going to roll on these fucking devils, man. Because you can't keep poking at something. It's like you poking the dog all the time. And you kicking them. And You hitting them. One day that dog is going to attack you, man. And that's what's going on, man. Esau is really poking, the bear. And when the Lord put the spirit on Jake, it's not going to be nothing that's going to stop Jake, man. Jake ain't going to hear no peace. Jake not going to hear nothing, man. He just going to see red.
Chaotic. People were coughing. I was coughing. It was hard for me to breathe. I even started feeling nauseous. I saw people having a hard time trying to see. I actually had to try to help guide a gentleman to his vehicle while I'm trying to get to mine. And it was certainly chaotic. It was scary for a lot of people. I saw folks out here crying as well. And of course, again, we got to our vehicle. We got out of Dodge to get to safety, of course. But that second round certainly did hit us pretty hard. But you can see right now tonight, those protesters, they left. They dispersed. Many of them said they weren't going anywhere, but I don't see any out here. I see mostly police officers and deputies out here guarding this Walmart tonight. Many of them, the protesters, saying that they want justice for this 1-year-old.
That these people let such things go on. Who in their right mind would come out shooting behind 2 women and a baby? It's ridiculous.
We made sure that our local government understood our demands, and they refused our demands to our face. So we right now are ready to move and do whatever it takes as a community of black people who have been shown disrespect.
But Jake, Jake keep running to the system. The system is not for you, Jake. The system ain't never been for you. It's been there to oppress you, man. It's been there to keep you in line. Because this whole system, Babylon the Great, this prison sentence is just that. It's a prison sentence for the Israelites, man. Right? And I titled this video, "What do you expect from this devil?" You think him killing the kid is something new? These devils have no problem killing you Israelites, whether you're old or young, man. Whether you're in a walker or in a wheelchair, man. Right? Meaning like a baby walker. He'll shoot a kid, in a baby walker, man. He'll shoot a old man or old woman in a wheelchair. Right? This man has no morals, man. He doesn't care. And that's what I just read in Baruch chapter 4, verse 14 and 15. But let me get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 49, because when you read Deuteronomy 28, these are the curses that was going to befall us in the last days, right? Not just in the last days, but, ever since the Lord turned his face from us, man. Ever since we came out of Egypt, right? This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 49. It says, "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth." Who's that? Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, man. It says, "A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand," because, hey, our people, we spoke Hebrew. They spoke English, Spanish. We didn't understand that shit, right? It says, "A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young." I'm pretty sure they knew it was a kid in that car, man. And when is stealing Pampers a death sentence? When should you shoot at a car fleeing away, even if they stole Pampers? Since when does somebody die from stealing Pampers, man? Right? But you see, these devils, they can grape their little sister, their sister, and put her to death, and they get to go home. But Jake still Pampers, and you get put to death, man. Right? Your child gets put to death. And she didn't even steal the Pampers. Allegedly, so-called she stole Pampers. But it came up, she didn't steal the pamphlet. She had the receipt. And they fleed. I don't know why they flee. I don't know why Jake do that. Right? If you got the receipt, just, you know what I'm saying? Show the receipt. But your kid wound up being put in the spirit world, man. 1 year old. And like I read in the beginning, is you know, the spirit is ancient. So you don't know what that spirit has done in his past life, man. So we understand judgment. But this still is off as hell, man. These devils, they don't get enough. Right? They don't get enough, man. Violence is the only thing these devils understand, man. You can march, you can protest, you can shut shit down, you can loot, you can burn shit up. These devils don't care about that, man. But when you start moving how they moving, then they wake up, man. This is why this whole civil unrest and racial tension and race war and all this stuff is about to come into play, man. It's about to come into play.
And you could hear that frustration and that disappointment out of Cohen's great grandmother, rather, and community leaders this tonight. Now, Cohen's death is hurting this community deeply, as you just saw. Many other people say that they still have questions about how and why did this happen. And while some online have blamed the child's mother, others in the community blame the police. Around 5 Tuesday evening, community leaders and leaders gathered outside the city hall, and tensions escalated outside of City Hall while city leaders met inside. Now, at tonight's mayor and board of aldermen meeting, it was decided that the officer involved in this shooting be placed on administrative leave. Again, they placed that officer on administrative leave. The announcement drew applause from some in the crowd, but many still feel they need more answers. Meanwhile, Mississippi Department of Public Safety Commissioner Sean Tyndall asked the community for patience as the investigation continues. He said he could not provide an exact timeline for when additional information or police video will be released, but he promised that the investigation will be transparent.
Again, understand that our goal is to ultimately be transparent in our investigation so that everybody can take a look at that. And if the wrong conclusions ultimately reached, then those decisions will be looked at and reviewed and scrutinized by the public. And that's how transparency creates accountability.
Again, tonight at 10:18 here at this Walmart on 51. No protesters out here tonight. No demonstrators out here tonight. All you see are first responders and law enforcement out here tonight. Of course, all of this still under investigation. I was told by one of the protesters that they plan to be back out here again at 6 o'clock in the morning, continuing to fight for justice for that little boy who lost his life way too soon. Darcy.
That is Fox 13's Rob Sneed. Rob, I am happy to hear that you are okay and that you are safe at this hour. That is Fox 13's Rob Sneed with breaking news out of Senatobia.
Well, he wasn't unsafe because of Jake. It was these devils, man, throwing tear gas and explosives and all that. It ain't because of Jake. Jake was just out there trying to get justice, which you're not going to get any justice here in Babylon the Great, man, because this place is set up to oppress you, to put you to death, right? Right? That's what it's for, man. It's to put you to death. You know, let me get some real quick. I think that's in Jeremiah. Let me see something. Slovakia. Because our people, man, have been, the Lord have put an evil on our people, man, for being disobedient. This is Jeremiah 16. I'm going to start at 10. It says, "And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, Wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord Yahweh, our power? Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord Yahweh, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. So this is Jake in Babylon, man. Right? This is why we catching hell. This is why we going through what we going through, man. It says, therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not. And that land is America, man. Babylon the Great. It says, neither ye nor your fathers, and there ye shall serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. Right? Amen. So the Lord, he's showing you that you're in a land that you know not, a land that is not for you, a setup that is not for you, a system that is not for you, right? But you will tend to think that you're an American citizen. You deserve the same rights and equality as everybody else, when you don't get that, man. Right? You don't get that at all. Right? Man. Let me get something else, because this is Jake. This is Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 6. It says, for even thy brethren and the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee, believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. I have forsaken my house, I have left my heritage, I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. Right? So this is what the Lord did. And who's your major enemy, your number one enemy? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, man. And you're under the so-called white man's system, the devil's system. So of course he's not going to show you favor, because the Lord ain't showing you favor, man. Right? 2/3 of our people have no protection. This is why these things happen to them, man. Right? So let's continue with it. Check out this video.
So last week, Black people were told that our children's lives are worth less.
And that's another thing. We're not black. This woman right here, she will call herself a black woman, but she's not dark skinned. She is light skinned, like yellow, right? What they would say, red bone or whatever. But she's not black. Black is a color. That is not a nationality. Right? Our people got to get out of that first and foremost, man. They're not black. They're Israelites.
Than a water bottle. And this week we're being told that our children's lives are worth less than diapers. A Mississippi police officer has shot and killed a one-year-old, a baby, over alleged diapers that the mom supposedly stole, but turns out were in fact not stolen, were paid for. America.
A shattered window and bullet hole in the windshield. The aftermath of a deadly police shooting in Senatobia, Mississippi that resulted in the death of 1-year-old Cohen Wiley. The shooting sparking outrage.
I'm more angry because the situation that took place really was unnecessary. What I'm hearing from what happened, it was unnecessary.
According to investigators, the shooting, which took place Sunday in this Walmart parking lot, occurred when officers responded to a shoplifting call involving 2 adults and a child. Authorities say the 2 adults, now identified by the family's lawyer as the boy's mother and her friend, tried to get away, driving toward and nearly hitting an officer. Another officer then firing at the car. In this video, officers can be seen running. One witness telling a local reporter of the two adults. One was carrying the child, the other a box of diapers.
Policeman shot, open fire in a public setting over allegedly some Pampers.
Investigators say the trio ended up at a local hospital where the 1-year-old was pronounced dead. One of the adults suffering critical injuries. No officers were injured. The family of Cohen Wiley now distraught and demanding answers.
I don't know anything right now. My grandson gone. I just want justice.
Tonight, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is now investigating the shooting.
Heartbreaking news out of Tate County, Mississippi, where 1-year-old Cohen Wiley was shot and killed by the Senatobia police. This tragic story starts with an alleged shoplifting call from the local Walmart. Diapers. The call was about the family stealing diapers from Walmart. According to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, police responded to reports of shoplifting Sunday afternoon. When officers arrived, they say they saw 2 adults and a 1-year-old child running from the store and getting into a vehicle. And that's when police officers opened fire. Why they opened fire is the subject of an ongoing investigation.
And it looked like they shot up the car, man. So you shot up a car for diapers? Because the back window was or the front window was blown out, right? It was bullet holes in the front of the car, as if they was told that these 2 women had guns on them and they was robbing the joint. So they came with that mentality. It wasn't, since when you use deadly force for Pampers, for diapers? But this is the fucking devil for you, man. This is how these devils get down. This is Sirach 8 and verse 16. It says, strive not with an angry man, because these devils are hella angry, man. They're mad. They're losing their kingdom. They mad this is their end and they're about to be judged, man. So they're angry. So what? They're going to take it out on you, Jake. Right? Any way they can. Right? They don't care. It says, strive not with an angry man. Ye go not with him, and go not with him to a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight. He don't care that he shed a 1-year-old's blood. These devils are nothing but cowards, man. They always like to be physical or violent with somebody that can't defend themselves. Children, men that are handcuffed, women that are handcuffed. They don't want you to fight back. They want to just put you to death without a scratch, right? They don't want to, because these devils, man, they've been getting knocked out, knocked all around the place, ever since Trump got in office, man. Jake been knocking the heads off of these devils, man. They can't fight, right? So they need their blessing. But their blessing is going to be their end, right? Because the Lord is about to raise up a spirit in Jake to respond to what this devil has been doing, man. So Sirach 8 and 16 again is stressed. Strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there is no help, he will overthrow thee, man. So blood is nothing in this devil's sight, man. He don't care, right? That's the nature of this devil, man. I got one more. We're gonna shut it down.
Police claim that the shoplifters of those diapers were driving towards them. The vehicle left the scene and later arrived at a hospital, and shortly thereafter, baby Cohen was pronounced dead. Another person in the vehicle was critically injured, while no police officers suffered physical harm in this incident. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is now reviewing the incident and will forward its findings to the Republican, who currently sits as that state's attorney general, for review. Until then, a family is grieving, a community is demanding answers, and a 1-year-old baby is dead. My thoughts and sincerest prayers go to the family and loved ones of baby Cohen Wiley. May he rest in perfect peace.
What the fuck do you mean they shot into a car of a family who was accused of stealing diapers and a baby? What the fuck do you mean? Like, In case y'all didn't hear about this, his name was Cohen Wiley, and this is a photo of him. It was over a single box of diapers. His family denies that there were any shoplifting. And again, whether or not that's true, police are not judge, jury, and execution. They shouldn't be. They should not be in charge of that.
And that's what they're coming into, man. Because sooner or later, they're not taking you to court, man. They're going to judge you right there on the spot. Right? Man, that's crazy, man. But the Lord tells you in the last days that, and pretty much, you know, not just the last days, but kids are going to be put to death, man. Right? It tells you in Ezekiel. Let me hit that real quick. I know I said that was my last one, but let me. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. Right? It says, Ezekiel 9 and 4 says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And who's that crying and sighing, man? The men of the Lord, man. The men in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua crying and sighing, man. We tired of this fucking place, man. We tired of seeing the things happen to our people. This is why, you know, when we go out, we're passionate. People look at that as hate. Our people look at that as hate. Our people look at that as being aggressive. But our people, is a certain way you got to deal with our people, man. So we go out there because we do love our people. We care about our people, man. This is messed up, man. This is hella messed up, man. So, you know, we sigh and cry of all the things that are happening to our people, all the things that we are seeing, right? But sooner or later, Jake, 2/3 of our people, they become so wicked that we wash our hands with them, man. We still tell them, but at the end of the day, the Lord sees what Jake is doing. The Lord sees what's on Jake's mind and what he thinks in his mind. So the Lord is, the Lord gonna deal with him. We doing our part. We giving you the warning, man. Right? But yeah, man, we care about our people, man. And when things like this happen, when all three of these major incidents happen, brothers was feeling the way. Right? We understand the Lord's judgment, but still, we still have feelings, just like everybody else, man. And we see this devil is proud against our people right now. This devil, he getting a kick out of killing our people right now, man. But the Lord got something for that devil, man. The whole nation of Edom is about to be judged in a very harsh way, man. And we can't wait. Right? So it says, verse 5, it says, and to the others, he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, meaning kill. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. So there's going to be a lot of children, women, men of our nation that's going to be put to death in these last days, man, because they don't have the mark on them, right? Meaning the exempt from judgment mark, the Tawab, man, Tawab. So, hey, man, we know this is gonna happen, man, but we still upset about it. You know, we still upset about it, man.
I don't care what the fuck you think you are when you sign up with your fucking 200 hours or whatever the fuck it is, 6 months of fucking training. That does not make you the fucking decider of. And now that little baby boy is dead. Another woman is in the fucking hospital. There is no reason for you to shoot into a fucking car over a fucking box of diapers. And even if these people had it's a fucking box of diapers. We have the world's fucking first fucking trillionaire, okay? Deleted my original upload of this post because I wanted to see what could have been their reasoning for this, right? The Senatoba Police Department literally says preliminary reports indicate that officers responded to a report of shoplifting, which led to officers discharging their firearms. Shoplifting is a murderable offense, apparently, according to them. Interesting, the Mississippi Department of Public Safety claims that the car was driving towards police officers, so that's why they shot it. So a very fucking different story. So which was it? Was it you wanted to shoot a bunch of black people because you thought they stole a single fucking box of diapers? Or was it you wanted a better story, cover story? Which is really fucking interesting because your cousin's ICE just used the same exact fucking excuse to shoot Renee Good right in the fucking face.
So everybody is hot, man. You got Esau hot and you got Jake hot, man. This is why when shit goes down, these Edomites, they're gonna be offing each other, man. The whole world is about to come down on Esau, man, including his own people. Because everybody's seeing that this man is the devil, man. He's just a cancer of the earth, and he got to be wiped out. This is my last one. This is Amos 1:11. It said, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever," man. So these devils, they still mad because of the blessing, right? They always hated you Israelites, man. They always hated Jake. And now they showing it, man, because they know they're at the end. So, yo, just look for this to happen more often to get Jake riled up. And man, this country is about to turn into a complete war zone, man. So I'm going to leave it there. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah willing, the elect was the Father. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Bakakadash, for blessing me with the Spirit to do this lesson. To the next lesson. Shalom.